Hello, you beautiful people, and we are playing to end all wars today. We're going to quickly take a look at the options so you can see what I've got on. Mainly, I am looking for the attrition mechanic. Okay, historical attrition. Basically, we will both be pretty screwed up. May change this in the future. May change this in the future, the automated replacements. Some things we really don't need replaced, and some things, maybe. Okay, anyway, we shall start the game. Great War full campaign. As the Central Powers, which of course won the vote, quite nicely. People love Germany. Can't blame them. Okay, the Guns of August. Rightio. So there's a few things that we need to do. Namely, I need the game to start performing. This game's performance is really weird at times. Hopefully, will work itself out. Hopefully. Anyway, the Archduke has been assassinated. On the 28th of June, 1914, Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, and his wife Sophie, Duchess of Tannenberg, was shot dead in Sarajevo by Gavrilo Princip, one of a group of the 6 Bosnian Serb assassins coordinated by a paramilitary group, the Black Hand. The political objective of the assassination was to break off Austria-Hungary's South Slav provinces, so they could be combined into Greater Serbia. Though the liberal-minded Franz Ferdinand was not overly mourned by ultra-conservative Austrian government, Emperor Franz Joseph and the Austrian military leaders used his death as a convenient excuse to press a war with Serbia, which would ultimately lead to the great catastrophe of the Great War. Basically, this performance is really shaky. Well, it'll probably improve, hopefully. That may need to use Bandicam, and I don't like using Bandicam, because it doesn't record the audio quite rightly. So yes. Right, yes, so basically the issue with the Great War, with the Austrians anyway, is the Austrians really, they were fed up of the Serbians, to put it very simply. Basically the Serbians were agitating for the Slavic people to seek independence or to join into the Greater Slavic Union. There's a lot of things. I mean, I have the book right here, and I will quote in the future. But in this episode, we'll probably just get the game going, and then we can bring up some nice quotes later as we go, can't we? Oh, okay, so it seems like it's getting there now. Okay, so we have to choose our war plans. We do this by pressing F3 at the start of the game. So this is the German war plan, this is the Austro-Hungarian war plan. Now, the repression plan. And the variant of the initial plan of the West, Germany invades Switzerland instead of Belgium and Luxembourg. Objectives. During the terms of August 1914, Germany will gain objectives on Zurich, Bern, Geneva, Belfort and Lyon. We gain some engagement points. We lose 800 rail capacity. And recovers by 150 by each turn in August and 250 each turn in September. German Grand Headquarters will be established at Freiburg under repression. Okay. During the terms of August 1914, any German leaders in Verdun, Alsace, Lorraine or Switzerland will be automatically be active, and German units in Switzerland will gain a plus 30% cohesion at the end of each August 1940 turn. Various. Italy will shift randomly but heavily towards the Entente. Well, the Entente. Well, that's fine by me. I do enjoy the 30% cohesion bonus. Basically, that will mean if the French do come to try and stop us, we should be able to put them on the back foot quite nicely. And the Kaiser plan did indeed win for Austro-Hungary. Austria attacks Russian force, opted to deal with Serbia at a later date. Penalties. Central Powers alignment in Austria minus 20%. Central Powers alignment in Germany plus 10%, which is interesting. Basically, it means that Germany likes itself more. It improves relations, I don't know. It's trying to seem like that, I imagine. During the terms of August 1914, Austria will gain objectives on Dublin, Zvangorod, Kowel, Dubno, and Brest-Litovsk. Okay. So we're going to lose a hell of a lot of rail capacity in this first turn. We'll gain it back. Oh well. Right. Evelyngrad. Don't know. Brest-Litovsk. So basically, it wants us to punch into Poland by the looks of it, which is understandable. Excuse me. Was it Lublin? Let's take a look at our objectives again. Okay. So, Lublin, Evelgrond, Kowel, Dubno, and Bristol. I'm just making sure I know where my objectives are. We don't need Warsaw anyway, so that's nice. That's kind of deep for me. Okay, Lublin, Evelgrod, Kowel, which is over here. Kowel, Dubno, and Brest-Litovsk. So here, and here, and of course here. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. So we have 5 objectives. I'm confident that we could definitely take Lublin. Lublin will be easy to take as it's undefended. There's no fortress there. Kowel will be fairly easy to take as well. These fortresses will be harder. Evelyngrad, size 2 fort. This one will be the easiest to take. Obviously, the towns will be easier, but of course I'm talking fortresses. Excuse me. Hiccups. Right. The objectives over here are fairly easy. We can take a look at them anyway. Okay. Oops. Yes, the refresh plan. Alright. Zurich over here. Bern, Bayern. Geneva, where's Geneva? Oh, bloody hell, it's quite far. And Lyon. Lyon here. Okay. Belfort. Where's Belfort? I must be reading this wrong. Oh no, Zurich, Bern, Geneva. I'm not too sure where that one is, actually. We'll be okay. Unless it's a French town. Oh no, here, Belfort. Which is actually quite important. I can see why we'd need that. It's a size 2 fortress, though. It could be doable. It could be doable. We will have 3 armies, I do believe, so we'll find out what we can do with that. These places aren't fortresses, which is absolutely fantastic. Switzerland has no fortress. So most of these towns will fall fairly down quickly. We just need to assault and wipe the garrison out. The Swiss will have an army, but as long as we move fast and keep the French busy, we should be okay. So we're going to go into turn 1 of the Great War. We will see the effects of these war plans as they play out in the next turn. Once again, this is a geod game, so the turn times are fairly lengthy. Not as lengthy as Paris Nations, though. God damn, I feel like I'm aging playing that game. I'm going to be interested to see what the AI has decided on war plans. Knowing France, it's probably gone for war plan, basically offensive against Germany. I can't remember the name of the war plan. Russia, probably the Polska plan or whatever it was called, basically the offensive against Germany. Which will be painful, but the thing is, well, we can see now, can't we? Oh, these are events that we can do. I'll talk about that soon. The Grand Duke plan. Russia launches an early offensive against Germany, I told you, to relieve France, but also prepares to launch an invasion of Galicia. 2 armies are deployed to invade East Prussia and 4 armies to invade Galicia. That's actually really not bad. That's really, really okay for me. What is France doing? Yeah, I told you. It seems that the AI really does enjoy that plan. It's kind of strange. Okay. So we have Russians massing over here. Well, we have the Austro-Hungarian armies to deal damage down here. I mean, our objectives are fairly easy. I do kinda like the fact that they've decided to attack me in East Prussia. I do have some little things up my sleeve. Like, here we go. So, Max Hoffman. A one-time decision to apply a variety of negative effects to the Russians invading German territory. All Russian units on German territory will suffer minus 66% cohesion. Leaders will be inactive and stacks will be fixed for one turn. Now, basically, this event is used to replicate the advantages the Germans had over the Russians in August 1914 at Tannenberg. Though this decision can be played on any time when Russians are present on German soil. Now, the Battle of Tannenberg was incredible. Basically, it led to the almost complete annihilation of the Russian army. I'll quickly Google that. I should have had these facts up and ready, but I'm not that good with this sort of thing. I'm kind of just on the fly kind of guy. Right, the Battle of Tannenberg. When it loads. Here we go, the Battle of Tannenberg. The Battle of Tannenberg was an engagement between Russia and Germany in the first month of World War One, fought between the 26th of August and the 30th of August 1914. The battle resulted in the almost complete destruction of the Russian Second Army, and the suicide of its commanding general, Alexander Zamazonov. So basically, yeah, it went really badly for the Russians. Okay, I'm not seeing any particularly strong armies. So we've our Grand headquarters down here in Vienna. Refresh, okay. Ah, so it's named after him then. Refresh von Bayern. So we have a very large and very strong French army here, which is obviously going to be an issue, but we'll be able to deal with it in time. Excuse me. I do apologise for the coughing. I apparently only seem to cough when I'm recording because God fucking hates me. Tactician. That's pretty good. Aristocratic. 12, 24, okay. We might be able to fit them in, maybe. Not this one, though. And I don't mean for you to, go all the way down there, mate. No, that's not what I wanted. Okay, we can fit this army corps in there. We're definitely going to need quite a lot of supply. How many men do we have in this army? 91,000 men, 860, 432 cannons, 8,228 horses in Freiburg. Okay. We'll arrive in 13 days. Can we arrive any sooner? Excuse me. Well, we can't move by rail due to our rail pool being absolutely decimated right now. So let's take a look at the objective map mode. So this shows our objectives, or our main objectives anyway. Or places that give you victory points, more or less. Zurich. Let's see. So if we were to take... What are you doing? Okay. So if we were to instead take you there, we could arrive at Zurich in 14 days. Which I do like the sound of. What's the garrison strength like? Probably pathetic. But we could get there in 14 days, take Zurich in the first turn, which would be absolutely huge for us. We'd really be able to get going then. We have the first and second army over here. The second army has super heavy artillery by the looks, or siege artillery. Heavy artillery, actually, apparently. No, super hard. Yes, super heavy artillery, which is very interesting, actually. Hmm. Now, the fort itself does not have very much in terms of power. Okay. So where's the power then? So the Second Army is more powerful. How many men do we have in this army? 93,000. 89,000. Okay, so we have some spare command points. We could actually fit another army corps in here. A guard corps. Hmm. I do like the sound of that. That's pretty good, actually. I'm going to avoid clicking these. I'd love to look at them, but it does crash the game. So I do apologise for that. So I'll put the guard corps in with the second army, increasing the army's power quite considerably. It's almost 1,000. Okay. So 15 days we'll be able to make it. We'll go in offensive mode. Fantastic. Right. Oh, I do like that. The movement is quite nice. Only if he's in command of the staff, though. Okay. 51. Quite nicely done. Who's moving here? Ah, dear. Okay. So we have these army corps here, which we can use quite nicely. Maybe have you sent over there. We can use the rails, actually. So if we have him sent over here, we can have him basically take the towns here. Then again, is that even needed? Do we need to even bother? Probably not. I do worry about the strength of the German line, but we should be okay. Excuse me. I do need this fort. This is one of my objectives, but it's how to move this army. I'm not going to go into the province itself, as that will result in a catastrophically bad battle. So what I may do is take the first army, move to here. The army corps will be able to support. So I'll send one army corps there. However, not by rail, as there's no need, as we can't anyway. The remaining army corps will be able to stay here. They should be able to hold the line fairly easily. I doubt the French army will be in such a hurry to go on the offensive anyhow. So there's the German movement concluded. We do have some things up here, actually. We'll move these to the front, actually. Excuse me. I do apologise for the coughing. Apparently, talking aggravates my throat, which is annoying. Now, you guys want to find something interesting? Over here, when it loads, is basically the diplomacy in the game. It's kind of abstract, but I do kind of enjoy it. So, we are not actually at war with Britain. We are not. I can tell you that. We are not at war with Britain right now. They are very close to joining. If they gain 100% on the Entente, they will join the war. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try and keep Britain out as long as absolutely possible. We have four, well, basically you have one major diplomat to the major nations, and then you have four secondary diplomats for other nations. Okay. Romania and Bulgaria obviously quite close to us. Belgium. What I'm going to do actually, I'm going to go for Belgium and the Netherlands, or Holland. And, what are we at? Okay. Romania to swing it in our way, and Bulgaria, of course. I would like to go for Japan, but it's going to take them a little while, so we have some time. We're also going to use this decision here, which will give us 1,000 state funds from each of the nations, which is quite nice. It will increase inflation, but we'll be able to deal with that, don't worry. Okay. We're also going to unlock some new general. Actually, no, not yet. We'll wait for that one. But what we will do now is we will go to the recruitment. Okay. Now we can narrow this down, actually. We'll put this to Germany for the moment. I'm going to need forces to hold this line. That is my concern. So we're going to need infantry, artillery, pioneers, etc. I will produce some supply wagons, actually, upon I can. This will be used to supply the offensive in the south. That was very bloody costly, but be worth it. Okay. We'll gain some infantry divisions. Okay. And we'll spend the rest on the artillery if we can afford any. I've neglected Austria for the moment, but Austria's concerns aren't as pressing. Depending, I suppose you could say. Excuse me. I'm going to move this force down. Well, Sarajevo is fairly defended. We have garrisons here, so they should be okay. I will instead move down here. Do we have the rail? We do have the rail, so we'll be there in 6 days. Fantastic. We'll move here to the fortress. Actually, no, then again. Right. We'll move there, or at least try. If we can make it here and defend this town, that'd be quite useful. I don't want to be outflanked. Right. So if we go to, right, strategic atlas, forces, oh dear. Right, so we can see what we're producing right now in the automated replacements. Supply train. Okay. Well, these will be sorted out anyway. Let's see. Objectives. Eastern Entente. So the Eastern Entente is actually the more powerful at 62, apparently. Right. So the West does have a decent navy. Well, France does have a decent navy. Excuse me. Speaking of naval matters, we do have some submarines. Where's my U-boat fleet? So basically, this is used in... I'm looking for a box. This would be the Atlantic blockade. Basically, that's used against Britain. We're going to send our submarines over here into the Atlantic shipping box. The enemy can try sinking merchant vessels by sending fast ships against them, commerce raiders. Right, actually no, this won't work. We need to go to the blockade box then, I imagine. I imagine it does affect France just as well. Okay, so we'll go to the Atlantic blockade, we'll send the submarines out here. Do I have any commerce raiders down here? This seems to be the main Austrian fleet. What are these? Destroyers. Naval screener. Some transport. This is a transport, apparently. Coastal ships. We do have a dreadnought under construction, which is quite nice. These are commerce raiders. Maybe it's just the fast ships. It did say fast ships, didn't it? So we'll head down here to the Mediterranean blockade box, basically. Okay. I'm going to send out the main Austro-Hungarian war fleet. And basically, oh, there we go. We have some very important ships over here, actually. So we'll send out these ships. And we're going to try and find some targets down here in the Mediterranean. Okay. Tunisia is not here, apparently. There is no mines down here, which is quite nice. So I believe... We'll head here then, and we'll basically bombard this if possible. Go on that, go on to naval interception. I believe that we will have enough power in the Mediterranean for the moment. The German Navy should surpass the French Navy. I'm confident of that one. I'm hoping anyway. Line division. Okay. Hugo von Pol. So he's a level 3 admiral. Excuse me. Right, so we're going to combine the 1st and 2nd line division into a very powerful fleet. 3rd and 3rd? Interesting. So this is where our dreadnoughts are, apparently. Okay. Combine that over here. Ah, okay, here we go. What do we have here? Battle Cruiser Squadron. Okay. We'll take the 1st line division out. Where's the French Navy? Then again, actually, the main French Navy could be down here in Toulon. That's interesting. We're going to take advantage of this naval supremacy for the time being, anyway. The Russians have fuck all in the water, for the most part. Well, what they do have is just far too spread out to be any particular danger to me. Okay, 1st line division, Mr. von Pol's fleet will accompany the main fleet. Right, we're going to naval interception. Naval interception. We'll see if we can pick up any French ships. Hopefully we can. I don't want to go too far in case we have some terrible losses or we suffer mines or something. But I don't... Well, I want to be fairly down to earth for these attacks. Okay, so that is the German army movement sorted. The Austro-Hungarian and German naval movement sorted. Actually, we do have down here. Now, basically, we have the Breslau and the Goeben. So we have a battle cruiser and a cruiser. Now, we could send this and basically trade this to the Ottoman Empire to bring their alignment higher to, well, to the Central Powers. But in all honesty, We can do that in future.